Good evening. During the 10 years between 2008 and 2018 makes it a decade, and I'm finding directors who made plays at the Old Town Playhouse in Traverse City, Michigan, and giving them a memory in a video for their family members, children, and especially to them, so they can look back standing on their theater stage. And this time is Director Jennifer Weil. Good afternoon. This is a play, and it's called The Book of Matthew Liebowitz. The play centers around Matthew's elderly and ailing father, Howard. That's the role that I play, who is dropped off at Matthew's apartment by Matthew's brother, Robert, an accountant, and his delightful yet controlling wife, Karen, before going on a much-needed Hawaiian vacation. Howard hasn't spoken in 3 years, other than yays and grunts, which Erreca delivers most humorously to Vincent, Matthew's upstairs neighbor. He is an aging gay musical theater actor who enters Matthew's apartment by climbing down the fire escape and through his window whenever raiding his fridge. Conveniently, Vincent hears everything that goes on in Matthew's apartment through the fireplace. During one of his visits, he gets Howard to start speaking. Matthew soon discovers this unexpected change, and a confrontation between father and son ensues.
I can't stop, Lance. I've tried and tried.
Then the thing to do is stop trying.
All right, I'll try. But how am I supposed to stop trying, Lance, when I can't stop hurting?
Oh, stop, Vanessa, please stop. I didn't try to hurt you.
You didn't try to hurt me. You didn't try to not hurt me. You could have stopped, but you didn't even try.
Hey, Dad!
I didn't.
Do you ever have the feeling something was going to happen and then it did? Nothing devastating like a death or an accident or an IRS audit, you know? Just the feeling that something small was going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, so this guy calls in an order for an extra large Sicilian with the works. You know, mushrooms, pepperoni, sausages, black olives, you name it. And I just knew when I hung up the phone that he wasn't going to show. And guess what? That's right, no show. So we've got dinner for the next 2 nights. You like black olives, right?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Dad. Summerfield? You gotta be kidding me.
Maybe.
Yeah, I know. I see her. Sure you don't want to watch the news?
Yeah.
Where's Vincent? Did Vincent go upstairs?
Yeah.
Hey, Vincent, where are you?
Oh, hi.
Why aren't you down here?
It's okay, I was. I had to write something down in my planner. I got the Candide job. They just called them Interville.
I thought your phone wasn't working.
I gave them your number.
Of course you did. I got food.
Oh, goody. Do I owe you anything?
Do you have any money?
No.
Well, that was a nice gesture then.
Wasn't it?
I'm gonna go take a shower, Dad, and then we can have dinner, okay?
Okay.
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it.
Now that Jersey Boys is a success, they had to do a musical about the Pointer Sisters. What kind of music do you like, Howard?
I don't know.
Oh, come on. Something gets your juices flowing.
Okay. Jazz. I like jazz.
Really? Which way do you lean? Sarah Vaughan or Dizzy Gillespie?
Sarah Vaughan. My wife liked it too. The TV, it's something wrong with the TV. The thing keeps on going on and off. I didn't even click with the clicker and it's on right now.
That thing's a piece of crap.
Now it's off. Sheesh.
This is perfect. My unemployment's about to end, and I was going to have to beg for another extension, but now I don't have to. I'm a contributing member of society again.
That's the way it should be.
Were you ever on unemployment?
No. Once. Almost. When my truck broke down while I was waiting for a loan.
What is this?
What?
This! Using words with more than one syllable.
Isn't it great? And we get along so well.
Terrific, just terrific. How long has this been going on?
About 2 weeks. Isn't that right, Howard?
What's going on, Dad? All of a sudden, you're talking again. That's great. Talk to me. Tell me why after 3 years, knowing your family gets more than yeah and okay, but Vincent here rates your life story?
Matt, I think you're missing the point.
Stay out of this. Come on, Dad. So tell me, talk to me. Talk to me, damn you!
Don't talk to your father like that.
I told you to stay out of this.
Your father deserves respect. In my house, when
And
I was
excuse me? This is my house. Maybe you should just go upstairs and consider what life would be like if you weren't always down here. Oh, I bet you don't have your keys.
That was rude.
Believe me, he'll get over it as soon as he gets hungry. So, come on, Dad. Let's hear it. Floor's all yours.
You shouldn't talk to him like that. A friend.
He'll get over it as soon as he gets hungry. Come on, any time now, Dad.
What do you want me to say?
Well, let's start with the mute act.
I just haven't felt like talking. It's not a crime.
No, but you could talk to Vincent, though. What's up with that?
Oh, you're so smart. You figure that out. Look, get out of my...
Come on, Dad. Help me out. Tell me why you could talk to Vincent.
Vincent's not.
What? He's not what?
He's not you.
Okay, well.
Look, he's not your brother or Karen either.
So?
So? He doesn't really know me.
That makes sense.
I mean, there's nothing he could say or that I could say that would do any harm. There, I talked. Happy now?
I see. So you're okay with letting in a complete stranger, just not the people who care about you.
Yeah.
And that doesn't bother you?
Yeah.
What, are we back to one-word answers?
Maybe.
Look, I can understand why you don't talk to me, but why Robert? Why Karen? Come on, Dad! Can of worms is already open. The beans have already been spilled. The cat's already out of the bag.
It's just that whenever I see your brother, he looks a lot like your mother.
Yeah? And Karen?
And Karen bosses like your mother.
I don't get it.
I don't either. I mean, it's not them and it is. And then there's the house. I mean, it's nice. I mean, it's more than just nice. But wherever I turn, there's a picture of your mother or something else that reminds me of her.
I thought you loved Mom.
Of course I loved her. She was the best thing that ever happened to me. She was...
What?
I don't know.
Come on, Dad. Talk to me. Pretend I'm Vincent.
It's nothing. She was beautiful, wasn't she?
Yes, she was.
She always looked 10 years younger than she ever was. When I first met her, I thought, oh, this is stupid.
No, it isn't. Tell me.
Nah, it's nothing. It's just something crazy. that
So
happened.
tell me anyway.
When I first met your mother, I thought that she was your aunt.
Aunt Gladdy?
When I got out of the army and I came back to the neighborhood, your Uncle Ira, except he wasn't your uncle then, he was just my best friend, my oldest friend. Well, he said he wanted me to meet his girlfriend's sister. I said, yes, girlfriend's sister. And he says, yeah, Gladys.
Uh-huh.
When he said Gladys, he was talking about his girlfriend, but I thought he meant the sister. So when I went over to the house, I hardly spoke to your mother, thinking she was Ira's girl. So I gave Aunt Gladdy all the attention.
Mm-hmm. I bet that didn't sit well with Uncle Ira.
Oh, your mother. Oh, God. She thought I was the biggest jerk. As soon as Ira set me straight, I tried to apologize, but she just kept putting me off. Till one day, I brought her a big bouquet of carnations. I mean, pink and white ones. So many, I couldn't even hardly get him to the door. She loved them. time that I ever bought your mother carnations or flowers. You know, she wore the same old coat every winter for almost 20 years.
I remember that coat, the green one. That lining was so threadbare you could see the pockets from the inside.
Yeah, and whenever we tried to get a new one, something always came up. Yeah, some money went elsewhere. It was like that with vacations too.
Yeah?
Yeah, for years and years. For years and years she wanted to go to England. Every time we tried, something got in the way. I kept saying, oh, we'll go. We'll get there. But it never happened.
We took vacations.
No. A few days here and there. But not England. It was the same with the engagement ring. It wasn't very expensive, just a cluster of small stones. After a couple of years from all the housework she did, one of the diamonds fell out, so I promised I'd buy her a new ring. I never did. She acted as if it wasn't very important, but whenever we would go out, when she thought that I wouldn't see, she'd turn the ring upside down on her finger so it looked like a plain wedding band. You know, in all those 40 years, keeping up the house, caring for you kids and me, she never complained once. No matter what she had to do without, no matter what the disappointment, she made the best of things because that was her, a kind, decent person. She was better than me, that's for sure.
When you say disappointment, you're referring to me, right?
Well, there are more than one, but you were high on the list.
So after all these years, I'm still the screw-up, is that what you're saying?
Take a look around, son. I mean, look at the way you're living. I mean, nothing's changed. I mean, first it was college, with dropping courses, changing majors. Oh. Then you wanted to be a doctor. Then a lawyer, then a Marine whatchamacallit.
Biologist! Christ, here we go.
Biologist, right. And what happened then? A college professor, wasn't it? No. Then you wanted to go study in Europe. Oh. Then you moved to the city to go to film school. Then you gave up everything and you broke your mother's heart.
That's not true.
How would you know? Home was 30 miles from here. She could scream, but not that loud. When I think of how sad it made her, how upset, and her being sick like that. You know, if it wasn't for you, she might have...
What, Dad? She might have what? Never gotten cancer? Never died?
Well, she might have had a little easier, that's all. Did you ever think of her once in all that time? What she was going through?
What did you want me to do, Dad? I was 19 when Mom started to get sick.
Chris, look at this place! Make your mother's skin crawl. Is this what you call being accomplished? A success? Are you proud of this?
Proud! Ha ha ha! Proud! Now there's a word you've never used before. At least not to me.
Well, you've never given me much to be proud of. Oh, you've always been a good starter, son. But you've never finished a lousy thing. Oh, you finally get a job as a writer for TV. I think that you got your head on straight. Then what did you do? After a couple of years, well, you're fed up. It's not good enough anymore, so you quit!
Talk like I've never done anything right.
With Maggie, you did something right. Then what did you do? Then what did you do? And you screwed that up too.
Look, there are things you don't know about.
What? Like she had an affair?
Who told you that?
Karen doesn't only gossip. Her boss, she gossips too. Yeah. People don't do things like have an affair unless they're unhappy about something. I can imagine how Maggie felt seeing you like this. A man, 38 years old with absolutely no prospects!
Oh, you talk like I'm a bum on the street! Like I'm a failure! I hold down 2 jobs! They may not be the kind of jobs you think I should have, but that's just the way it is. Do I want to make pizzas and wait tables for the rest of my life? Of course not! If I did, I wouldn't drag myself out of bed every morning at 5 o'clock, 7 days a week!
And what? And what if your books never get published?
It's not gonna happen. I work
Are you
too
so
hard.
sure of that?
No! No, I'm not sure. I have no idea if I will ever see my work in print. Is that what you want to hear? Do you know what it's like to put your heart and soul into something? To reveal your secrets, your fears, everything you believe about yourself and about the world? To put it out there time and again and be told it's not compelling enough or that it won't interest enough readers. To get one rejection after another. Every time, it's like stepping out in front of a speeding bus. It's like having your heart ripped out and handed back to you. Every letter makes it harder to work. Every letter makes you doubt yourself more. But in spite of all that, I never let it stop me. I sit at that computer and I write. Not only when I'm inspired, but also when it's so painful, it's like pulling teeth.
Having a dream is good, son. But some folks never see their dreams come true. What happens if you're one of them?
I don't know. Maybe I'll be a pizza chef for the rest of my life. Or a waiter, or a janitor even. Look, I know it took me a long time to figure out what I wanted to do, and I am sorry that I caused you and Mom all that grief. But doesn't it count for something that I finally know what I want to be? What I am? I'm a writer, Dad. And nothing is going to change that. When they asked Picasso what he would do if he didn't have his oil paints, do you know what he said? He said he'd work in pastels. And if he didn't have pastels, he'd work in pencil. And if he was left with nothing else, he'd wet his finger and draw on the wall.
And what would he have? A wet wall!
If you've read my book, you'd understand.
I read it. Every night for the past 2 weeks.
And? What did you think?
It's all right. You know Picasso.
Well, that was my first. They get better.
Sure they do. And someday you're going to be a great writer with tons of great books that no one's read but you. And what then? What will you do then when you're too old to make pizzas or wait tables anymore? It's a tough world out there, Matthew. You don't get anything you don't earn. You make nothing, guess what? You have nothing. I know. I worked my whole life scratching out a living. I was lucky. I had someone helping me along the way. A good, loyal woman who worked as hard as me, harder! All those years doing without. If I had just been a little smarter and done a little better, I could have bought her more. I could have got her more. yours.
Hey, Dad, don't torture yourself like this. We had a roof over our heads, we had food in our stomachs. I never for 1 minute felt I was deprived.
Oh, what did you know? You were a stupid kid.
You did the best you could.
No! Not when it comes to her. Or you either. Your mother and I, we wanted you to have a better life. An easier life. When I see you living this way, I don't think of you as a failure. I think it was me. I'm the failure.
Dad, you gave me every advantage you
Even
could.
so, I made a lot of mistakes with you. You were different from your brother. You showed your feelings more. I used to ask your mother, why does he act that way? It's not that I didn't approve. I just didn't understand. Is this your latest?
Yeah,
What's it about?
a lot of things.
Really? They'll make a big book.
Mostly it's about growing old in America today.
Is it okay if I,
Sure. I guess so.
Time passes quickly, a week, a month, a year. You turn around and the child that once was is now a teenager, an adult, your peer. The seasons merge, the decades mingle, and before you realize it, your life is made up of more yesterdays than tomorrows. More things gone by than things to come. And suddenly, without even knowing it, you're no longer here, or there, or anywhere. Not gone, not passed on, simply passed by. You wrote this.
Yes.
Why should wrinkles and gray hair have any bearing on who we are, or what we judge ourselves to be? Is it not the quality of our character and the gentleness of our soul that is the true and final measure of our worth? In the end, when death takes us, and it takes us all, it is not the body that moves on to other dimensions, but the spirit. Because in the complex, cosmic universe that encompasses all things, it's always better to travel light.
Looks like Vincent forgot his planner. Hey, Vincent? Come on now, I know you're listening. You left your planner down here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you eating?
Possibly. I haven't decided if I'm speaking to you yet.
In that case, I'll save you some. What do you say, Dad? Just want some pizza?
Yeah. Hey, Matt. I lied to you before about your book. Well, when I read it, I thought, well, what I mean is,
I liked it.
Say thank you.
Thank you. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, well, it's no potato.
Well, that gives me something to work towards then, doesn't it?